Hey guys, I'm Mr. Mills, and today we're going to be reviewing how to graph a linear equation using its intercepts. So if you remember from a while ago, an intercept is where a line crosses either the x-axis or the y-axis, right? It's where it literally intersects the axis, okay? And so we're going to be given a random linear equation, something we've done many times before, and we're going to take that linear equation, find its two intercepts, and use those intercepts to graph it on the xy plane. Okay, so this is something we've done many times before, but if you don't remember it, that's okay, because we're here to review it today. Okay, so I'm going to make up a random equation, doesn't matter what it is. I'm going to do y equals 2x minus 4. That's totally fine, completely random. Okay, so I'm going to take this linear equation, y equals 2x minus 4, and I'm going to find its two intercepts. Okay, now to do that, I'm going to need to make an xy table. So I'm going to make an xy table here, and I'm going to have to pick values for x and y, but I'm going to have to pick very specific values. Okay, so the first value I'm always going to pick for x, always, for every equation you're graphing by this method, you're always going to pick 0, right? And the reason for that is when you're finding an x-intercept or a y-intercept, one of the values is always going to be 0, no matter what, right? Because, for example, let's say I had a line that looked like this, okay? If I had a line that looked like this red one, this red line crosses my x-axis right there, and right at my x-axis, my line is not up and it's also not below, right? It's just right on the x-axis. And since it's right on there, it's right in the middle of the plane, what is the value of y there right in the middle? Well, it's just 0. Right? So at this x-intercept, my y is 0, right? At the x-intercept means y equals 0. I could also do a similar little argument where I would find that when I find the y-intercept, my x is equal to 0, right? So it's always like the opposite of what you would expect, really. Okay, so I'm going to use this information to find my two intercepts of this line. Right? So I started by substituting in 0 for x. Okay, so let's go ahead and substitute in 0 for x and see what we get. Well, okay, so I'm going to replace the x with 0. Okay, so 2 times 0 minus 4. Well, what's 2 times 0? Just 0, okay? And then minus 4. What's 0 minus 4? Just negative 4, okay? So that is my first point, 0, comma, negative 4, because I substituted in 0 for my x. That was my input, and then my output, what I resulted, was negative 4, right? So I don't go left or right anything, but I do go down 4. For my first point, okay? And then for my second point, instead of substituting in 0 for x, I'm going to do the same type of thing really, but I'm going to substitute in 0 for y on the other side, okay? So now I'm finding my x-intercept really. Okay, so I'm going to sub in 0 for y and then solve for x. So instead of having y equals 2x minus 4, I'll have 0 equals 2x minus 4. And so 0 equals 2x minus 4. Now this one gets a little trickier. Okay, so I have 0 equals 2x minus 4. And maybe it would help if I wrote that just a little bit bigger over here. How about 0 equals 2x minus 4? Okay. So now I'm trying to get x by itself. To do this, I'm going to have to move over that 4 to the other side, right? So let's go ahead and add 4 to both sides. Right? I'm shifting that 4 over. So now I get 0 plus 4 is 4. So I get 4 equals 2x. Okay, and I'm really close to getting x by itself, but now I have to get rid of that 2 in front. So I'm going to go ahead and divide everything by 2. Let's divide by 2. So I get x equals 4 divided by 2 is just 2. Okay, so I substituted in 0 for y, and I got 2 for my x. Okay, and so now we're really, really close to being done. I really just have to graph this one last point. I have to graph 2, 0. Okay, so I'm going to go over 2, and I'm not going to go up and down anything at all. All right, because my y was 0. So now I have 2 points, and I'm going to go ahead and connect those points and extend the line through them to make my complete line. Okay? And it doesn't have to look beautiful. It's close enough. Okay? And so that's another way to graph a linear equation, and that is by using its intercepts. Okay? Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.